All right, and the special bonus for those listening on the podcast edition of First and Now, it's that time where we welcome in Cam Tucker from BCLC and PlayNow.com, and we'll keep the tradition going. Cam, all these 49er injuries, I think I'm suiting up on Thursday night.
You know what, Matt, I think we've seen this movie before. And right now, you know what? Hey, yeah, we saw this last year with the 49ers, seen it this year. It's tough. Injuries are part of football. The Seahawks haven't been bit by the injury bug that bad. So this is something that over the course of the season, you never know how these things turn out.
Yeah, and sorry, fellas, my Colts couldn't get it done against the Rams last week. That was a
Oh,
rough one. So,
Well, that's what we get for putting our faith in the Indianapolis Colts.
I'm still not.
Danny Dimes.
He was good.
He was good. He was good.
Just some miscues.
Hey, that's football. Sometimes things just go haywire. And let's talk about some more exciting topics, though, shall we?
Yeah.
Lions Stampeders for the second time in 3 weeks. Cam, BC opening up as a 4-point favorite.
Yeah, really, really exciting opportunity here for the BC Lions. They're eyeing up their fourth straight win. So I'm not surprised that the Lions right now opened up as favorites. BC's hot. Calgary is not. The Stampeders right now just don't look quite like the same team that they were in the summer. They've obviously had to deal with some injuries over the past few weeks, but they're coming back down to earth a little bit. And the Lions right now are surging. This is kind of the time of the season when you want to be hot. You want to start playing your best football. I'm looking out the window right now. The skies are dark. There's rain on the horizon. The leaves are changing colors. It's cool. It's starting to get into that football that fall football weather. And the Lions are playing really good right now. So we'll see how they do it on Saturday against the Stampeders. And the other thing too, guys, the Lions, a couple of big milestones here. If they can get this win, it's their 9th victory of the season. And remember, their over-under for total wins on the season was 9.5. So we're getting closer to that mark. And then for the BC Lions right now, I mean, they are right behind the Calgary Stampeders in terms of the Grey Cup odds as well. Plus 500 for the BC Lions at PlayNow. The Stamps were just a little bit above them. So this is one that if the Lions can reel off their 4th straight win here, they probably will surpass Calgary, I'd imagine, in terms of the Grey Cup odds. And then you look at the West standings, there's 3 teams. There's a logjam for second with the Stamps, the Lions, and the Blue Bombers at 16 points. So this is a big game because there's home playoff field advantage in the first round of the playoffs as well. So lots to keep our eye on here, but the Lions are rolling, and so I'm not surprised that they opened as 4-point favorites.
Yeah, crunch time in the CFL, as they say. But 2 other games on the slate this week. What are your eyes on for the rest of the CFL schedule, Cam?
I think that for me, the one that I'm keeping my eye on is the Saskatchewan Roughriders. 4-point favorites going into Ottawa on Friday. And the Lions need a favor here. The Lions need a favor from the Ottawa Red Blacks. If the BC has any hope of winning the division, it's got to be, Ottawa's got to have an upset over Saskatchewan this week. Ottawa is really struggling right now. They've lost 4 of their last 5 games. They're 2-3 against the spread in that span. And you look at the matchup over the years, traditionally Saskatchewan has kind of owned this matchup here. They're 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 matchups. So that's one that I mind with the Rough Riders, obviously inching closer to that West Division title, and then the berth in the first round of the playoffs, the bye in the first week of the playoffs. And the Lions, they need an upset, so I'm keeping my eye on that game.
Yeah, we need a crumb back, damn it, as they say.
Yes.
No, just joking. But odds boost, Cam, always ended with this. It's early, it's Tuesday, but what are we cooking up for the odds boost on PlayNow?
Yeah, so right now, I'm looking at Keon Hatcher as a player that I want to include in my odds boost for this week. What a remarkable season Keon's had. 1,400 receiving yards this year. He's just piling up these big games. And looking at his numbers over the last 6 games, I think he's hit at least 80 plus receiving yards in 5 of those 6 games, which is really impressive. He had 140 plus receiving yards against Calgary just a couple of weeks ago. And so I think Keon Hatcher is going to be included in that odds boost. And then we'll probably be looking at, something like the Lions money line or maybe the Lions point spread as well, given that this is quite a significant game in the standings and the Lions are rolling right now.
Well said, my friend. We will keep tracking all of this, and we'll look for you on the pregame panel with more great odds and insight. And we'll do this again in 2 weeks. No show next week due to the bye, but we'll be at the Brownsville pub in 2 weeks' time. Looking forward to it.
There we go, fellas. Take care.
Cam Tucker from BCLC, PlayNow.com, formerly of Post Media. I think they retired his number. We're talking about
I'm up in the rafters of the Vancouver Sun building on Granville Street. So
yes, still there in the rubble somewhere. Thank you, sir. And we'll be back in 2 weeks on First and Now.